Shambho Mahadev, Mahadev, Mahadeva. Om Shanti. Om. We said in the last where Brahman is revealed. Somebody said it is all over, it's in everything. Nothing else other than the Brahman is existing. That's why he said, reflects in the eyes. That what is, hey Indradeva, that what is in the eye, seen in the eye, is what Prajapati said. And there is somebody who said about to just an upama or just to make others understand as if it is a mirror is fixed all over. But that is not the right concept. One should not go by that according to me, because when the mirror is kept all over, you are seeing you. Suppose I am there. No? They also say that I am in everything. But the person who has not experienced the Brahma Sakshatkaram, who has still the consciousness of the mind and Sharira, he will not be able to see this. That prescription that has been meant, or explanation that is meant only for those who are experiencing beyond the body-mind experiences. For him, he can say, if the mirror is there, then what is it seen? If the mirror is kept towards the sky, what happens? It's only the sky is visible. There is nothing is visible. Suppose a man who is conscious about the body, around him the mirror is kept, what happens? An individual is seen there, you see. The consciousness of I-ness has to be clearly understood here. It is not the reflection of something. It is not that something is there. It is that which is in everything. One. It is then, now next improvisation. That which is everything. One is that which is in everything, that which is everything. So when that is everything, even that reflection is that. So if the reflection is that, the process of seeing has to be avoided. It is seen everywhere. No, it is everything. It is everything. When it is everything, the description of everything is not there. The third improvisation. One is that it is in everything. Second, it is everything. Now, if it is everything, the everything again, the third improvisation is that, the third is that it is Brahman. It is that. Tat Tvam Asi. There is no everything there. When everything means there are so many things. It is in everything. It is everything. It is that alone is existing. It's not everything is existing. That alone is existing. The whole everything becomes one unit that time. First is that is in everything. A person sees in everything. Brahman is Sarvam Brahma, Sarva Brahmamayam. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman. It is in everything. Next is, it is everything. Not in. That everything is it only. Then it's very clear, of course, there itself. If everything is it only remains. Is everything is in it? No. It only remains. That construes that, no doubt about it. Yeah? It is everything. It is only there. That alone is there. That alone is Brahman. That everything what you call, that what you call you, that Tat, that what you call Tvam, that what you call Asi, is everything is Brahman. There is no differentiation of Tat and Tvam. So Rigveda said Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam is Brahman. That absolute knowledge is Brahman. That absoluteness. What is absolute knowledge again? Absolute knowledge, the knowledge gets dissolved into absolute there. Knowledge alone. What is that knowledge? Knowledge means everything is knowledge. Seeing is knowledge, hearing is knowledge, an insect is knowledge, a person is knowledge, an akasha is knowledge, a subtle form is knowledge, a causal body is knowledge, everything is knowledge. It's a noun of knowing. So everything is knowledge. Everything is knowledge. Everything is jnana. That's why it is said, Prajnanam Brahma. Prajna, what is Prajnanam Brahma? Pare Jnanam Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. That just above the Jnanam, beyond the Jnanam, not above. Just beyond the Jnanam is Brahma. That means even if you call Jnanam as a name, if you call Jnanam as a form, that shows it also has come from Brahman in case necessary. So Prajnanam Brahma, Paro Jnanam Brahma, Pare Jnanam, Prajnanam. So everything construes that for Mahavakyas. I am Atma Brahma. I am Atma Brahma. Then Tattvamasi. So what happens? Brahman alone. That alone remains. That alone is there. Everything is a protrusion from that. It's a Sthuratavastha from that. It is a manifestation from Brahman, by Brahman, of Brahman. Everything is a manifestation. Like when you are sitting, we say, you got what? You got brain, you got mind. What is the difference between mind and thought? Thought comes from mind, thought comes to mind, we say. What is a thought ultimately? When you say thought is a manifestation of mind. If mind is not there, thought is not there. If thought is not there, mind is not there. In that case, so thought can be interpreted as the manifestation of mind. Mind can be interpreted as it's a manifestation of thought. If thought is not there, mind is not there. It also can be done. Because there is no substance involved there. There is no object involved there. It depends upon the circumstances. You can turn one as a subject, another as an object. So your karma comes from where? Comes from the karma phala, again through the process of thought. So karma is a manifestation of thought. So karma is a manifestation of thought. Mind is a manifestation of thought. Thought is a manifestation of the karma phala, and that is a manifestation of again another thought. Again, when we travel to that, everything is again, that is again a manifestation of the Atma, Jivatma. Jivatma is a manifestation of the Atma, and Atma, I am Atma, Brahma. It's a manifestation of Brahman. What is Atma? It's a manifestation of Brahman. Understand now? Everything is a manifestation of Brahman. It's a manifestation. If it is a manifestation, is it there? It is there. Is it not there? It is not there. That's it. It depends upon the question asked by the mind. Is it true? It is true. If it is not true, is it not true? It's not true. Manifested, that's called as manifestation. It is manifested, created by you, depending upon various causes. Various reasons. There are various reasons for that. So is there an Akasha? Akasha, you can say there is Akasha. What is Akasha? Akasha is a manifestation of Brahman only. Is it there? It is there, but where is it situated? In Brahman. Are the seasons there? Where does seasons go? Every time winter comes and goes, we say, winter has come, winter has gone. Where is it coming from? Where is it going? Where is that place so that we can go and open it whenever we want it? Where are the seasons coming from? Where are the seasons going back? Where are the planets coming from? Where are the planets going back? Today, the newspaper says the 9th planet has been invented and it is enlisted in the planets. No, earlier it was only 7. A few years back, an 8th planet was invented. Now they say it's the 9th planet has been invented, and this 9th planet will be included in the arbitrary system. Solar arbitrary system. That is in the solar arbitrary system. Whichever is coming in the line of the solar arbitrary, only they are taking care of those planets which are supposed to be permanent or which is there. Where has this planet come from? The 9th planet. Where was it? Is it going to be there? It's only your concept because it suits certain calculations, certain parameters that you have studied physically with the previous experiences that these 7 planets are remaining in this periphery. So it was there for long and it will remain throughout. Is the basis on which you are calculating the 9th planet also will remain there. Is it necessary? It has to be there. Suppose it vanishes one day, they will say that, oh, because it was these reasons, based on these things, it was assumed that it would be the 9th planet. It is a huge Earth's form they have written. It is like a huge multiples of Earth form. Another planet has been found and it has been incorporated in the system. Where has it come from? It is Brahman, it is there. Only when it comes to your level of microscopic seeing, then you say it is there or it has come. and it has gone. This coming and going is a process which is again a manifestation by you, is what I'm trying to tell you. The winter is there, the summer is there, the monsoon is there, but only it is experienced only based on the manifestations. Prakriti Niyamam, we said. Certain manifestations can be done by ourselves, like thinking, like we said, the thoughts. Thought is a process of manifestation. The thought can be various ways we can manifest it. And we can say, we can justify it also. And afterwards we can disown the justification. No, what I thought was wrong. Or what I thought was right. That also can be told. These manifestations can be done by you because that is within the limit of your capability of manifesting. Those which are not there in the capability of an individual capacity, we call it as Prakriti Niyama, beyond that. This Prakriti or individual capacity varies from each individual, from one to the other. For a Maharishi, his manifestation level is very high. For a normal person, the manifestation level is very low. He has got limitations. Depending upon his limitations, the manifestation is also reduced to that extent. So other things we say, I do not know. It is not there, or it is coming and going. What is the reason? Who makes it possible? I do not know. But whereas in the other's concern, he knows where it is coming, from where it is going. The next step. Some people say, it will come, it will go. He is definite about it. So he knows about it. Again, the next category says that it is all there. Where is it coming and going? At a particular situation when you are traveling, it feels that it comes and goes, but it is always there, like the sun rises and sun sets. The sun is always there, but since we are in certain position, then we are seeing the sun. And in certain position, we are unable to see the sun. It's something like that. It is existing, it is there. That's why we said existence. Some people, scientists said, it is existence. It is so Brahman. What is that existence? It is Brahman. Now the people who have experienced Brahman only can know what is that existence. There are no words to explain that, because once you realize the Brahman, you are no more there. So the explanation is not given. Who will explain? One who is conscious that one is seeing the Brahman or experiencing the Brahman only can explain the Brahman, is it not? When the seer is there, Brahman is not visible, because seer is separate from Brahman. Once the seer is separate from Brahman, Brahman is not experienced. And once the seer becomes a Brahman, the seer is not there, so explanation is not there. Is why these exercises have been done by the tapasvis and maharishis, so that an ordinary person or a sannyasi or a brahmachari is able to approximately reach that imaginary level of that, or at least remove the misconception of this is what is called Brahman, and that is what is called God, and that is what is called nature, and that is what is called Prakriti. At least he will not say that. To that extent he should be conscious, is why these exercises have been done in the Upanishad, so that's why it is known as Vedanta. Vedanta, the ultimate of the Veda, the result of the Vedas. Veda is again with Jnanam. Jnanam is experiencing, is Jnanam. Jnanam is not studies. Jnanam is not knowing. Jnanam is not knowledge. No. Again, We say it is knowledge, that's because there is no other translation. Yes. Jnanam is an avastha, a status. Yeah. Like Brahman. When I am in Jnanam, I don't have a definition that I know this, I know this, I know that, I know this, I know this, I know this. What is a Jnani? He knows everything. He's a Jnani. When he knows everything, a classification of knowing something is not there. Because that everything is meant for those people who has got many things to know. He says he knows everything. But the man who knows everything, he says nothing. Because he is Jnanam, he is Jnani. What is this everything? That classification is not there in him. But as far as the others are, the people who are limited, they say that he knows this. And he knows that, he knows everything. Or he knows something. So what is it? Jnanam? Jnanam Brahma. That's why Prajnanam Brahma. In the status of Jnanam is Brahman. In the status of Jnanam, that I know is not there because the knower is not there. The knower has dissolved into that knowledge or that Jnanam. So the knower or the prakriya of the knowing doesn't take place. When the prakriya of knowing is not taking place, the jnani is not there, the jnanam is not there. That is known is not there. It is called jnanam. Same way, it's a Brahman. There is no specific word for that. It's a status. It has to be perceived. That's why it said, you don't try to understand it, you will never understand it. What is the status of being in Brahman? What is the status of being in Jnanam? How is it known? I can know. It's the status of knowing, I know. To know, I know. Not knowing, I know. Yes. Knowledge, I know. But in the status of knowledge, I being the status of knowledge, that I do not know because I am always separate from that. When that oneness or the merging or that's why it is known as pralayam. The pralaya takes place, paralaya. The layam takes place, then I am not aware of it and I do not know that. One doesn't know, one becomes that. Ice becomes the water, it is known as water only. It is not known as ice. It's a different form of water. But ice cannot know that I can become water. Ice is ice. What is water? Doesn't know that I can become that. In the status. So, it's difficult to understand, that's why they said it has to be perceived. That perception, knowledge of perception, or the capacity of perception, power of Shakti of perception has to be there, and it comes only through the status of that we said about those four, we are coming to that, okay. Those ashramas, through living through the ashramas, 4 ashramas, and then only this attainment of this jnanam can be perceived in the right sense. In the 14th section, 8.14.1, Akasho vai nama rupayor nirvihita te yadantara tad brahma tad mrtah sa atma prajapate sambham veshma pravadye. यशोहम भवामी ब्राह्मणानां यशो यज्ञा Rajnyam yasho visham yasho ahamanuprapasi sahaham yashasam yashah shedamadat madat kamadagaha shedam lindu mabhigam iti chaduddasha khanda. 14th section, there is only one shloka. That which is indeed the space is called the manifestation, the name of a name and form. Because we have told about the space earlier. For everything, a space is necessary. To be born, a space is necessary. To be existing, a space is necessary. To have the Panchabhutas in its own avastha, to be in its avastha, space is necessary. Prithvi, Bhumi, Akasha, Vayu, Jalam. These classifications we have created because there is space. For anything and everything we call it as a space. That means for anything to be existing or anything to be there has to be a space. Then only it can be there. If there is no space, you cannot accommodate that. So in order to accommodate something, there has to be a space. When the manifestation of creation or when the manifestation of Prakriti, Panchabhutas or Atma, Jivatma, when these came, automatically the space inherent in those words, when we call it as, when I say Atma, the Atma in the space. Even when somebody is there and he says Brahman, it is in the space. So long someone is there, external, so long Dvaitam remains, space remains. So long Dvaitam remains, space remains. When the Dvaitam is no more there, the space is automatically lost, is it not? So what is a space? What is a space? Space is a manifestation of the second one. Is it not? Who manifested it? Not the prime. There is, Brahman did not say there are so many people in the world. Brahman did not say there are Prakriti. Brahman did not say there are Panchabhutas. He did not say anything. Let me call it as he. It did not say anything. Who said? I said, you said there is Brahman. When you said, for you to be there, there has to be a space. For you to say that, there has to be space. Yes. For you to see that, there has to be space. For you to perceive that it is existing there has to be space. So space is a manifestation by you. That's all. When you are away from the Brahman, the space is a manifestation by you. When space, now forget about all other things. When space itself is a manifestation, everything else is a manifestation only. Only. When space itself is a manifestation, everything that is in the space itself is a manifestation. geography or history says that these places sea has encroached and invaded. Before the sea, this was the town. Dwaraka was there. Dwaraka, city of Dwaraka. Let us see. What we know, we will talk about it. We do not know what was below South America existing, so at least I do not know. I know about Dwaraka was existing. Okay. Dwaraka was existing and encroached by the sea. Yes. When it is encroached by the sea, where is Dwaraka gone? Dwaraka is no more there. It is sea only, is it not? When Dwaraka was there, the sea was there and Dwaraka was there. Manifestation. And what happened one day? The sea invaded the place and then Dwaraka is submerged. That's all. When Dwaraka is submerged, Dwaraka is no more there. You understood what I mean? Space, that space for Dwaraka is no more there. Finished. When submerging has taken place, pralaya has taken place. So whenever pralaya takes place, the shape and form vanishes. So therefore, if something has to vanish, it was created. The form and shape was created. Form and created means what? Manifestation. What is creation? Creation is nothing but manifestation. That's all. Yes, Brahma created this, Brahma created that. They're all manifestations. Through manifestations, so we being in the manifested state, we pursue, we feel that it is there, that is there, object is there, subject is there, that is existence, this is not existence, this is perishable and that is imperishable. Where is the question, or what is the meaning of perishable and imperishable when the space itself is not existing? When the space itself is a manifestation, where is the question of perishable and imperishable? Perishable and imperishable, on certain terms, you have created that manifestation. You said something is imperishable. You said something is perishable. Who said? You said something is perishable. You said something is imperishable. Brahman did not say anything. Or the existence did not say anything, because nothing is perishable, nothing is imperishable. When you created perishable, then imperishable has come. When you have classified chara, then the achara has come. Because there has to be achara, dvandva. Then only a manifestation can be done. True, that's why they said the universe is created based on the principle of dvandvam, dvaitvam or dvandvam. Opposites. They said opposites in English. Dvandvam. They are all created by the dvandvam. Why? Through dvandvam only manifestation can be done. So it's all manifested. Dvandvam itself is manifested. It has come, you can call it in any way, it has come from that. It has by itself the world has generated, or whichever language you use, it is only manifestation. Everything is manifestation. Yes. It is something very simple. You are seeing it in everyday's life. Where is the flower coming from? Where is the fruit coming from? Where the flower goes, where the fruit goes. Manifestation again. Yes. Where was it? Where does it go? If it was not there, how it comes? If there is no other place to go, where does it go? What do you mean by vanish? That's why the name they have given, evaporated. Operated, evaporated. Operation can be seen. That which is operating, that means which is moving. That's chara. That's why operation. Operating. The ones which are operating, operated. Evaporated. This is the operation is no more there. So achara. It's no more there. That which is not operating, it is achara. That which is operating, chara. We operate, what is what operating? That which is moving. It moves? Does it move? You say it is moving, no? It's a planet. Everyone is in the planet. In the planet there are so many variants, so in the planet you think whichever is moving, it is moving. In principles, when you look at it, is it moving? It is not moving. It is static there. When you go above the earth and look at it, so the concept of movement has to be different. When something moving from the planet Earth away, then we call it as moving. Yes. Whatever is in the planet, we say it is not moving. But when you are in the planet and each individual is moving, we say it is moving. Manifestation, movement is a manifestation. Based on certain principles, certain reasons, causes. Everything is manifested. And the space is, that's why it has been the last but one shloka. Space, so one should understand, the space itself is manifested. He says, Akasham, that which is called as space, Akasha, is a manifester of the name and form. He said, Akasho. Akasho vai nama. Nama rupa yorirvahita te yadantara. Yadantara. What is that? Manifestation. The space is a manifester of name and forms. One. Space is a manifester of name and forms. Space itself is manifested. Here, these two aspects have to be understood. That which they are. So what is the next is that? Idantare. Te yad antara, that you have made a differentiation. Tad yadantara. These differentiations, where is it? Tad Brahma, tad Amrita. When it is merged with the Brahman, tad Amrita. There is no manifestation. The same thing what you call as manifestation is no manifestation when I say Sarvam Brahmamayam. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahmam. Same thing. But same thing when you look at it, you are manifesting it, then it is a manifested. But yadantare, tad Brahma, tad Amrita. Sa Atma Prajapati. So therefore, Prajapati said, this is immortal, this is the self, then he said, may I attain the assembly of Prajapati. Assembly hall or Prajapati. May I become the fame. Now, he's using may. Here the may is that let it happen. May I become the Prajapati. No? Ahameva Prajapati. Ultimately, I am the Prajapati. Let me become that Prajapati. Who is there? The manifester is no more there. When the manifester status is no more there, the Akasha is manifesting, Then when the Akasha is manifesting, Akasha said, may I become the Prajapati, or may I become the Prajapati, or may I become the fame, may I attain the fame of all the four Varnas. I wish to attain the fame such as I am, such as I am, and I am the fame, Ahameva Yasha. Ahameva, what is that? He said, let me, see gradually, may I become the fame, may I attain the fame. Then he said, I am the fame. Who to attain the fame? Who will attain the fame? What is that fame? Because I am the fame. Not only that, next is that I am the fame of fames. So there is no fames. One fame is not there. I am the fame of fames. May I not enter into the white? Okay. May I not enter into the white slippery place. That is, he said, Shveta Madat, Sheda the Madat Matkaha, Madatkaha Shedam Lindu, Mabhidam Lindu, Mabhidam Lindu, Mabhigam. That means this is the truth here. And the prayer is that, may I not enter into the slippery place, toothless swallower. In the sense, what is that? That means, may I not enter into a mother's womb again, is the meaning of it. May I not enter into a mother's womb again. So is what the meaning of the shloka. Now we will go into little explanations if it can give us. So as we said about the space, the space we see here is the cause of the differentiation of name and form. What we call the objects, object sense are nothing but the names and forms. We have already explained this. Everything that we are talking about, object itself is name, subject itself is name. Forget about the objects now, subjects now, because everything is there. So space itself, that's why it's started with that. The space itself is a manifestation. Everything that contains in the space itself is again a manifestation. So the space, when it merges, pralaya takes place into the Brahman, then there is no manifestation. Then where is the space and where are the objects? Where is it gone? It is inherent in Brahman. So do you mean to say that it comes out from the Brahman if it is inherent? Like we said that spacecraft, when it is traveling, one comes out from one, another come out, another come out. I only have explained it. Does it mean that it comes out like that? That is only an example I have given. You should not have that idea that something is coming out. There was no explanation. There was no other example to be provided. It has been given that. It is not like that. Does the Akasha, does the Dvandva, does the other objects and subjects and the Prithvi and the Panchabhutas come out of Brahman? Does it come out of Brahman? No. Nothing comes out of anything. It is there in Brahman only. Then what happens? An evolution, when I said that in everything in an evolution takes place, automatically there is an expansion takes place. When you go into a particular point of that, and when you see the texture of that in a sukshma bhava, then you see all these things. And why we are not feeling that we are in Brahman? Is it not? That question doesn't come. Does it come? Yes, it should come. Why we are suppose it is only an expand? Why we are not feeling it is in Brahman? Okay. When you are sitting here listening to Upanishad, do you feel you are inside this house? If you are really concentrating, are you feeling you are inside the house? Do you feel that you are in this city of the country? Do you feel in this state of the country? Do you feel that you are in the earth? How many times are we conscious we are on the planet earth? Tell me honestly, conscious. Not when you are listening, I know. That's not conscious. How many times are we conscious we are in the planet of earth, and that planet of earth is much smaller compared to many thousands of planets that is there existing in the universe. Are we conscious? Where are you? You are in one planet of earth, one in the in that planetary system, orbit, what we call, no? You don't feel, no? So what happened? When you take the earth separately from that universe, from that orbitary system, from the Prakriti, then when you divide that earth into various parts, first is that divided into two, Akasha and other things. That means one is sea, another is land. Yes. Then you divide the land into many portions. Then you come to ultimately divide. Then you come to that. Yeah? When you look from the earth, the ocean is only one above the earth. But when we came down, we said there are 7 oceans, we said. There's only one ocean. It's only one samudra. That's all. One land, one samudra. Is it not? Because there is a what do you call in between that comes? Landscape? Island. Okay. When there is an island, this side of the sea is called a northern sea and that side is northern lake. This side says southern lake, that side. No. When you look from outside, everything is a lake. In between there is a island. Somebody who is in the island, he will see that this is on this side of it, this is on this side of it. Ocean is only. Now you understood what I said, manifestation. In Brahman, it is all, suppose you are in the universe, your perception of seeing is totally different. But when you come to the earth only, then you see that I am not, where is the universe? I am not finding universe around me. But we all know that. We even don't know how many times we feel we are inside the house. How many times? Tell me. Are we conscious of it? We are inside the house. So you can imagine. If we are not even conscious of that, having the manifester of manifestation, how can you feel the Brahman around? That which is vast. So many. So in a corner, when you do an exploration, you will find these minutest things. So is it coming out of Brahman? Are you out of the universe? Separate? No. You are in the universe. You are in the planetary system. You are in the one of the planets. And in one of the planets, in a small, tiny speck of dust, is the place where you are. And in that dust is one of the smallest dust. Is that you? And you say, Aham Sarvam, oh, I am the most powerful entity in the universe. You can imagine. Like the ant comparing with the elephant, in a smaller way. Okay, so Bhagavan said, there is exclamation of liberation. That's what I said. That's why the exclamation, we described about the exclamation. What is exclamation? Superlative. Exclamation of the liberated soul. Once I realize, oh, it is only that, that I was only identifying the smallest Sukshmata and going into the exploration of the details of the smallest tiny corner of one unit. That's how I found out that I am separate from that, or I found out so many things. Once I realized that these are all nothing but manifested by me, expanded by me, and put it back into its own position, and when I go back into it, I became that. When I become that, the exclamation of that means exclaims that I am the Brahman. I am not that separate unit which I was exploring, or being explored, or exploring. I am not that. I am in this only. I am that. I am not separate, because when I am in that, I am not seeing myself, because it is one of that. When I separate myself intentionally in order to explore certain things, then I see myself. Yes. In the house, when I am wanting to look something in my almirah, in a corner of that, I become that. Is it not? I am only that. After knowing that, I closed the almirah and came out, I am in the house. When I come out from the house, I am on the road. And when I come out for travel method, I am in this, in such and such city. I am in such and such place. I am in such and such part of the earth. These class when you come, and when you go above the earth, where was I? I was in the earth exploring small tiny things, isn't it? You imagine your own status at that time, is it not? Now what happens? The earth is only a tiny thing where you are looking for some tiny thing, that's all. And once you are above the earth, it's one among so many. Are you getting the approximation of Brahman, how it is? That's what Sarvam. Where I am in that vast universe, seeing everything as small units. Is the joy of exclamation of joy of Atman, we said. But he himself suddenly vanishes into that, because when he realized that also is a manifestation, because so long it was manifestation, we gradually came out of the grossest manifestation part of it. Then I realized there is nothing. Then he himself vanishes into that. When the prajnanam, that means beyond the jnanam, he goes. He himself is not there, because what he was thinking that he is there itself is a manifestation. He is there, the understanding of he is there is a manifestation, actually he is the existence. He is not there. That's what he said, that for the sake of the realization, I enter the hall, the abode of Prajapati, the creator. Then I become the, gradually I explained you how the situation, I hope you can pick out this. In some Upanishads, like Chhandogya Upanishad, we'll take out this Chhandogya Upanishad. We have beautiful description wherein are given realistic explanations of what things are met on the way by the soul in its ascent to Brahmaloka. It's again, when you are traveling towards that, as I told you now, same thing. What did I say? You are in a corner of the earth exploring this. When you go beyond, you found this, then you found that, then you found it is all earth, then you found it is the planetary system, then you found the universe, then you found it is nothing is there beyond universe. It's also the whole universe is manifested. Then we said that thought itself is manifested, so I am also not there. It's a manifestation that itself. This is called the travel. This is called what is explained. Experiences towards the Brahmaloka. This is what is the experience of Brahmaloka. That's why we said about the 7 layers of that. Also we said about that 7 lokas. No? Karma loka, Paishachika loka, then the Pitru loka, and things like that. So this soul enters the hall of Brahma, goes to abode of Prajapati, the creator, becomes the glory. Your glory, my glory, all glories are one. The I enters into everyone. First of all, the I enters into everyone. That means what? The I have already entered into everyone. So I am not there. Am I there? I am not there. When I entered into something, I am not there. That which is entered into that. Yes. When that is entered into something, to identify that I entered into something, that I is not there to know that entered into that. Then how do you know that it is there? Finished. Brahman, Sarvam. Everything is vanished. Because when I am there, then only everyone is there. When I have entered, that's why they said, why? And the reflection of I, they said. When I have the reflection of I in everyone, that I am not there. The I is not there. The I identification is not there. This here, the I. I enter into the being. I gets united with this being. He says, I gets united with the being, not I get. I myself am. This is my glory. The I attains everything. Naturally, the I in everything. So the I attains everything. I am the glory of all glories. We have explained all this. I am the everything. So, I is not the. So, the I has been specified as here as an Atma. Aham Atma. Isliye Shivoham. Aham is Shiva. Shivoham. So, I is not an individual. Is here. I is not the Atma. I is not the Jivatma. I is not the Sharira. I is not the Mana. I is not the manifestation. I is not the universe. I is not anything. But I is Shivam. I is the Brahman. So, the I can be only identified as the Brahman. Nothing other than that. That's why the first person, they said, who can say really that Aham, only the Brahman can say Aham. That's why Bhagavan Krishna said, Ahameva Sarvasvam. Because he is the Brahman. So Ahameva Sarvasvam. May I not, so what is the last prayer of everyone? May I, of everyone means not the one who are here. The one who is identifying the Brahman and traveling towards the Brahman, trying to merge in the Brahman or have merged in the Brahman. The last thing that can come into him, after that he doesn't know himself. The last thing that comes to him is that, may I not enter into this womb of mother once again, is the last prayer of the liberated soul. Not, that's what I said last. Liberated soul, there is an end for liberation, is it not? So the liberated soul, the last prayer of the liberated soul is that, may I not enter. May I not enter. Not that he is praying to somebody. Hey Bhagavan, no. Please see that it is not done or it is done. No. May it not happen. That's all. Tathastu. He commands or orders or predicts or I don't know what word can be used. May let it happen. Not being born again. You see, into the womb of the prayer is the importance is here. The importance here is the prayer is the last prayer of the liberated soul. That Atma which is liberated already. ya soham anuprapaatsi sa haham yashasam yashah shetam adatmam shvetam lindu mahabhigam. Let it not be born, let I not be born. These peculiar words may I not enter into the womb of mother which swallows all the souls into their embodiment and limits them into personalities. Let me not enter into that womb which manifests that souls into personalities. Yes, again and again. Into the embodiment and limits them into personalities. See, they are contracting them, bringing them into a certain form and shape. This is the great wisdom of Chhandogya Upanishad in this quintessence. Let there be no birth. So in order to have no birth, the manifestation, gradually when you go, in order to have no birth, manifestation should not be there. Manifestation is not there, should not be there. The attainment of the status of the absolute, no manifested state has to be attained. That means the I is everything, has to reach. Is called the realization or the Brahma Sakshatkaram or Layam with the Brahman. So while such person will have the Layam, so while having the Layam only the last prayer comes. Till then manifestation is not there, Akasha is not there, that is not there, they're all gradually merging, slowly merging one into the other, one into the other, one into the other. Seeing, like I say, so I told you an example. You being here, gradually identify, then travel the world, then go in the aeroplane and see the whole world, then gradually take an aircraft and go up. Then you see the earth is separate, sun is separate, that is separate, that is separate. Again go above the universe, you see that the whole thing, all tiny, tiny things in the universe. And again go further, those tiny things are not visible in the universe, then the universe is visible only. One huge universe is visible. That's also manifested. Then suddenly, when you go further up, what happens? That universe also vanishes. That's why we always say ascend. Because when you go up, you see that it's all merging into that. Is it not? You can imagine now. When you go in the flight, you cannot see the houses. Gradually, only one wide land or a smoke or a cloud. That's all that can be seen. So you imagine going beyond the universe. The whole universe cannot be seen, cannot be identified. Is it there? It is there. For whom comes down and sees that it is there. For one who manifests, it is there. The one who is not manifesting, it's not there. So one who is not manifesting is a liberated soul. The one who is not manifesting, he is a liberated soul, and a liberated soul has also a prayer at the last. Let me not come back into the status of manifestation. That is called into the womb of that soul's being limited and contracted into personalities. Let me not come back into that. Is the greatest wisdom of the Chhandogya Upanishad. Practically the Upanishad advises. Now there's a great advice by Maharshi saying that section 15 is parting advice to the disciple. This we, okay. Anyway, in the 15th section, there's only one shloka, that's advice. Tadvaidat Brahma Prajapataya Uvacha. What is the context here? Prajapati advising Devendra about the true Atman or Brahma Sakshatkaram. So he says, Prajapataya Uvacha Prajapatir Manave Manuhu Prajabhyaha Acharya Kuladved Maditya Yadha Vidhanam Guroho Karmadisheshanam Abhisamavarta Kudumbe Shuchau Deshe Swadhyaya Madhyano Dharmikan Vidadadda Mani Sarvedriyani Samradishtapyahim San Sarvabhutanyanyatra Tirthebhyah Sa Khalvevam Vartayanyaya Vadayusham Brahmalokam Abhisampadhyate Nacha Punaravartate Na Punaravartate Iti Panchadasha Khandaha Iti Chhandogya Upanishad Ashtamo Adhyaya. 8th chapter is complete. That's the Ashtamo Adhyaya Samaptaha. Taded Brahma Prajapataya. The Brahma, he says now, it's only these are the advices now for your information. These are all for the pupils, the disciples' information. That's all. Upadesha is finished. Now the Maharshi or the Prajapati wants Indra to follow this. How to follow it is what he is telling. This is what the great creator Brahma spoke to children who are called the Prajapatis. This Upadesha is the one what Brahma gave to his Manasaputras, Prajapatis. Prajapati, who are the Manasaputras? Prajapatis, Marichi, Ashwini, Kashyapa, Angirasa, and others. This knowledge has come down through Guru Parambara and not through books. Books cannot give knowledge by word of mouth. Has this knowledge been communicated? Brahma spoke to Prajapatis. Here too there is a difference of opinion in regard to the interpretation of the meaning of Upanishadic words. What is meant by saying that Brahma spoke to Prajapati? It may be that the Supreme Brahman spoke to the Creator, Hiranyagarbha, also known as Brahma, or it may be that Narayana spoke to Brahma, or we hear it Srimad Bhagavata, for instance, or according to Shankaracharya, who has commented on the Upanishad, Brahma, Creator, spoke to Kashyapa, or other progenitors of the family of the universe who are known as Prajapatis. And these Prajapatis spoke to Manu, the first man. Then Manu gave this knowledge to, then we said in Bhagavad Gita it is said, Manu gave it to Surya, Surya gave it to, it's like that gradually, and it has come to, and has gradually come stage by stage from Guru to disciple and finally to us. So he said that, as I told you even day before, previous class, the knowledge or the jnanam or the upasana shakti or the nidhyasana shakti or the spirituality what we concerned doesn't come only from sannyasa. Now many people have got a wrong impression. Oh, he is sannyasi, he is on the spiritual path. As I have already explained you that as soon as the child is born in the womb, as he said. Child is born in the womb, he is on the spiritual path. Why is he being born? to walk in the spiritual path and go back to the state where I do not come back again to this womb of sufferings. In common language, if I can tell. We call it as, even though the classification of suffering is not there in our Shastras, no, there is nothing called suffering. That's the beauty of our Shastras. There are no sufferings, there is no kashta, there is no dukkha. Nowhere in Upanishad mentions, except, for example, we talk about it, that's a different thing. But there's nothing, it's all experience. Everything is experience depending upon your desire. So, that is what it says. So, but yes, here it has been told that only that may I not enter into the womb of mother which swallows all souls into their embodiment and limits them into personalities. That's all he has told. He didn't say anything, but I am saying that, okay, being born again, like we are seeing today in this world, in Kali Yuga especially, in the Krita Yuga or in the Treta. In Krita Yuga, no one has thought it is a punishment or it is a suffering. In Treta, most of the people did not think. In Dwapara, many started thinking, and in Kali, everybody thinks. It's a problem. So for him himself is a problem. So he says everyone is a problem. What am I trying to tell you? Yes. So Bhagavan said, Maharshi said, the concept of the spirituality, walking on spirituality, starts from the day the child has started formation. Prana has come into that child. From that day onwards, it is on the path of spirituality. Is why the child is, my interpretation, I am just thinking that, yes, we have time. My interpretation is that, you see, even before being born into this world of external world, coming into the womb, staying in the womb for so many months, under highly restricted and most strenuous experience, a child which even cannot stretch its legs, to that extent, it undergoes the penance of being born for the purpose of walking into spirituality. The maximum trouble he undergoes is when it is in the womb, is it not? He can't even turn, he cannot stretch, he cannot do anything. No. It has to be as if tied from all the sides, but he has to survive. This is how one is born. There is also one indication that, look, this is the maximum. All other things, what is going to come to you will be less. So, beginning itself, a high dose is given. So he knows that he doesn't repent that where I have come. You have chosen to come. Yes. Let it not happen is what the prayer is. Who? Liberated souls. The jnani doesn't want to be born again into the experience of being born means what? Having another experience of undergoing the experiences of the objective and subjective world. That's not to be in that experience. So I do not want to that experience. No more learning, no more experience, no more nothing. Just be with the absolute jnanam. That's all. I do not want it. This is what is his prayer. So this is what is he wishing to himself. Who will grant him this? He himself. May I become that, is what he's saying. Who? The liberated soul. Till that status of the liberated soul comes to say this, may I, a part of Brahman, till that the soul becomes a part of Brahman already, and that final, that as I told you, fraction of a second, taking the step from the back to the front, that much of time is the time when he's saying, may I not be born. That's it. While walking, I explained you about the steps. Same. Till that time, the Guru has to be there with him. Even to make him tell that only, nothing else. The Guru instructs and then he says, may I become. Then he and Guru vanishes. Where is the Guru? Guru is in the Brahman. So when he, the liberated soul, when he is in the Brahman, where is he? He is in the Guru. Who makes him think that let me not be born again? He makes him think. That's what he says. He makes him think that so that because he is not instructing him not to do. Let him do that. That is why, you understood this portion? Yeah, this portion. That is why Bhagavan Krishna said, hey Arjuna, yathechasi tatha kuru. Doesn't mean that you fellow, after listening all this and all the while I had been standing there like your driver and talking to you all this, not to just do what you like. No, it's not the meaning. Yathechasi tatha kuru. That means when a soul becomes eligible to be liberated and then merge with the Brahman, he says, may I be not born again in the womb of a mother. No other option comes to that. So after telling all this, now telling Arjuna means, hey Arjuna, no other option. Yatechasi tatha kuru. Ichcha should be only in this, to do that is the meaning of it. But Guru puts it in the other way. You decide. You understood? You yatechasi tatha kuru. You decide. Now Guru takes the soul, liberated soul, liberated it and brings it to the Brahman and puts it, let me physically say, puts it in the Brahman, say that now you tell whatever you want. It is exactly this. You are getting the situation. Now you tell whatever you want. What will he tell? Nothing else to tell. This is the only thing that he is surrounded by. So he says, now, but he, as a Guru, as an Atma, as a Guru, as a Brahman, he says, no, you tell what you want. Because he's already put him into that environment. Now, what is Ichchayate tatha kuru? May I not be born again. Who puts this into him? Having told all this and put him there. As I told you, physically, I explained you this. This is his status. So, from the time the baby is born, from the time the Jivatma, let me not call baby, let me call it Jivatma, is decided to take birth in the womb. From that time onwards, he is in the spiritual path. For what? For liberation. Hey Bhagavan, or no, the one who is not prepared for being liberated, the Guru advises him that you should undergo these experiences again, makes him feel, even at a stage of where he is in a level of soul, he is being advised, so that is in his mind, and then he decides that let me be born again in order to undergo this experience, but at least this time I should get out of it. Every Jivatma before being born wants to decide that this should be the last one for me. I do not want to come back again. Is the purpose why the child is born, is why I said every Jivatma is born. As soon as it is born, is in the spiritual path only. The intention of being born is only done only for the purpose of walking in the spiritual path. It is not by choice. As I told, hey Arjuna, Echechasi tatha kuru, not by choice. It's not by choice. It is not by prarabdha. It is not by the methodology of your living or processing or perceiving or understanding. No. It is a must. In other words, even though they say it is a liberation, I say again the same thing comes. Bring you to the Brahman and leave you there and say that now you are free to do whatever you want. What will you do? Let me be only one sentence, last sentence. The moment last sentence is born, finished. You are no more. Like, these are examples. Shabari meets Bhagwan Ram, and the Acharya Upachara was done. When the Upachara was done, when the Upachara has finished with Bhagwan, the moment that is done, said that, Bhagwan said, now be ready to go. Now be ready to go. Who? Shabari. Shabari, who was waiting for years, for janmas, for kalas, no, for number of years. Okay, when he said no, now be ready to go. Your time is. He has brought her to that penance, those years of penance that was given to Shabari by Maharshi Gautama when he departed and told Shabari, you wait here, Bhagwan will come, then liberate you from this.
Ahilya. No.
Shabari, the Bhagwan Ram will come and liberate you from that. That period of penance Bhagwan wanted to see and Guru wanted to see. His instruction was just wait here. That's all. He reached her there. What she said was that my Guru has told to be waiting here. Many people told, you're a fool waiting for so many years. So many janmas. Janmas have passed. So many janmas have passed. You're waiting unnecessarily. Many people instigated, many people told so many things. But Ma Shabari said, my Guru has told me to wait. She didn't ask when he will come. No, did ask the Maharshi when he was departing. He said, you wait, he'll come. She didn't ask when he will come. What will happen during that time, till the time of I wait there for him? How will I survive? What should I do? Nothing. Wait. Okay. When he said, it will happen. And the right time, Bhagwan comes there. A remote corner of place where nobody goes there, Bhagwan goes there. Upachara was done by Ma. When Upachara is finished, Bhagwan said, now you are in Brahman. Now like I said, you are in Brahman, I release you. Ready with the prayer, she's ready. Not that, oh Bhagwan, let me, I have collected some more, those fruits, bear was there. I have collected some more bear, what do you call bear in English, I don't know. Some berry. Okay. I have collected that sweet berries. Let me give you some more before I go. Let me have satisfaction of feeding the Bhagwan. She didn't say. Ready to go? Ready. Sat in meditative posture. Liberated her. That's all. Finished. Gone. I'm just telling these examples so that we should conceive these ideas. They are Puranas, but they have these principles behind it. It is not simply that. Because by Bhagwan being there, Ram being there itself, means Guru, after teaching, he left her for her own Swadhyaya, that is the time of Swadhyaya. During that Swadhyaya of practice, he supervised that she is doing excellently well. At that point of time, the happening of Ishwaratva, Ishwara in the form of Guru, Guru in the form of Ishwara. Where is the difference? There is no difference in that level. No, there is no difference. So he himself in the form of Ram, or Ram in the form of Guru was there. He comes, liberates her to the Brahman. So the tatparya, or the interest of talking of this or specifying this is that from the time the child is in the womb, the tapasya begins. Is why we tell the mothers who are bearing the children to be in that spiritual path, In our old ages, they said, read Ramayana, read Bhagavat, read this only Puranas. The meaning of that is not reading Ramayana or Bhagavat. The meaning that is that the mother becomes a tapasvi at that point of time, so that the child gets the instinct of the tapasya in the physical form of it, because having come to a space, he is being manifested. He is being manifested by mother, and he himself is being manifested, and then he being a manifested person in the status of manifestation, let him have the realization of the brahmacharyatvam and brahmajnanam is the purpose that one should go into the tapasya during the pregnancy. They said, what is pregnancy? Pregnant of this soul, restricting him to be into the personality. So even when he is being restricted into the personality, give him the knowledge and courage and the insight of the tapasya, that you are being born in for this purpose of spirituality, not for anything else. Is the meaning that from the childhood the spirituality begins, then comes the brahmacharyato, balyam. Okay. Even in balyam, this education starts. Education in the sense here also he mentioned that, you see, that study of it. See, it's not merely a parrot-like chant of the words of Vedas without knowing what they mean. Study of the Vedas is imbibing of knowledge, not merely a committing to memory of the words contained therein. And the Veda does not mean merely a book, that we have already discussed these things, or a particular scripture. Ananta Vedaha. Veda is endless, says the old adage. The Veda is a name given to the repository of the all-comprehensive knowledge, which in turn has various stages and aspects of approach. Very few people have time enough to comprehend everything that is in Veda. Most often they are introduced in certain shakhas. So, Veda is that the knowledge, absolute knowledge of the Brahman, absolute knowledge of the spirituality is Veda. It's not a book, we should not understand that. It is Anantam, it has no end. So, Vedanta is that what we are talking about now. This Vedanta is the Upanishad. The Veda, Anta of the Veda. These are the gist of that. And to know the endlessness. So, he says that Brahmacharyatvam. So, Balyam, from Balyam it starts, then the Brahmacharyatvam, celibacy, student's life, celibate student's life, then Garhasthyam, then the Vanaprastham and the Sannyasam. Yes, Brahmacharya, Garhasthyam, Vanaprastham and Sannyasam. All these places now, in Brahmacharyatvam, what you learn is, that's the time when the learning takes place. That's why one has to be a brahmachari while learning. Absolute brahmacharyatam has to be observed. And absolute brahmacharyatam is learned so that he can exactly repeat that in the Garhasthyam. So he said, in the Garhastya doesn't mean, so in every stage there is a demarcation given. Okay, Balyam is finished, so Upanayanam is done. So Upanayanam is done means your brahmacharyam has started. Vaivaha is done. So Yavana has started, Vardhakyam has come, Vanaprastha started, then the spiritual study started, then this one. Sannyasa has started. So these are everywhere, some demarcation has been given. A general demarcation, it is not necessarily it has to be that alone, but at the right perspective time, this has been told it should be done at this stage. It's not that in Vardhakyam, today of course many people are Kali Yuga, so Brahmacharyatva, then the Garhasthyam and the Vardhakyam. Now many are doing in Vardhakyam, Garhasthyam. It's not prescribed. Why? Because The journey has to finish. Then afterwards, then what will happen? Where is the Vardhakyam come? Before the Vardhakyam starts, then in that case, he will finish. No? So he says that everything is a spiritual goal. Monkhood, the sannyasa is the last one, are hinted at this passage as a requisite process through which one passes for maturity of one's mind. And at the same time, a caution also is administered that the whole of one's life has to be lived in such a way it's a preparation for the spiritual goal. Whole life. There is often a misconception that the spiritual part of one's life is in sannyasa alone, but earlier three stages are also very important. That is what refuted by all Upanishad, all stages of life, right from the brahmacharya onwards, are preparation for spiritual life. Rather, all of them are necessary stages in one's ascent to the spiritual. We talked about ascending. Ascent in the sense, it's not physically ascending. Consciously ascending. See, is that ascent. As we said, physically when we go up, the one which is at the bottom, it becomes smaller. Consciously when we go up, through the jnanam we identify the same thing. No? Becomes Sukshmam. That's how from the Stulata it becomes Sukshmata. From Sukshmata it vanishes and it becomes a Karanam, causal body. You see. In consciousness you can identify. It is not that even though physically you go up, ascent. Ascent in the sense is not a physical ascent here. It's a spiritual ascent. No, when we listen to this ascent like that, no, so when you listen somebody else or somewhere else, the word ascent, no, you will immediately relate to what is ascent. Oh, and not a hydraulic ladder that I can stand and ascend. So Bhagavan says, that should be, activity can be entirely secular in the sense of it being bereft and the awareness of God's presence as one's goal of life. In India particularly we have what are called samskaras. That's what's beautiful, you see. That's why these samskaras are necessary. These samskaras bind you to the discipline of the ascent. You have to go into the lift, a cage, covered, closed, restricted only for a few people to go up, is it not? That discipline has to be there. No, I will hang on the door, let me take up. No, it's not possible. Like in the train. That's not possible. It has to be in that discipline. So, samskaras, beautifully said Swamiji. The various ceremonies symbolic of affiliation of every stage of one's life to the spiritual goal is necessary. So that's why I said, from those people who are ignorant, who is praying in a stone, keeping where and red color is provided in the jungle under the tree, and then praying them with the jungle flowers. All flowers and leaves, whatever they get, they come and put in the jungle, they pray. Is it not? Sing some songs, sing some chanting, and they pray. With that they gain the idea of going into spirituality. From there it begins. Those things are restricted in the temples and those things are restricted in somewhere else. And this samskara, our samskaras, samskarate, samskritam, I have already told about all these things earlier. That's called purification. Process. So what is samskara? Process of purification. How to purify? One doesn't know. So through samskaras one does purify. That's why we said that we have to follow, and the best samskara, no doubt, is in the Vedas and Upanishadic sides. Vedic way and Upanishadic way of living is the true and the right samskara for the purpose of liberation is why this is great. Here brings you lot of revelation of the truth in you. In you the patience, in you the compassion, in you the ahimsa, in you the shauchyam. All those things are brought automatically into you through the samskaras. Don't go to the temple without bathing. A samskara, a physical kriya. Shauchyam has been brought into your discipline. Every day morning go, get up and wash. Hey, without that I won't eat. What happens if you eat? Nothing will happen. The body will be same only. No difference. But this samskara implication has been, discipline has been provided only to make you conscious, not that you should not do it. Make you conscious that shauchyam is very important. Shauchyam, sharira shauchyam will bring you mana shauchyam. Mano shauchyam will bring you the atma shauchyam. The antakarana shauchyam. Antakarana shauchyam will be the atma shauchyam. Atma shauchyam is the brahma shauchyam. Samskara. Samskara takes you through the disciplinary process of purification. And only purified Atmas, where you can go, Atma, liberated Atma, what we call, liberated from the entanglements, liberated from the desires, attachment and entanglements, all those entanglements. The one who is not having any entanglement is a pure Atma, and the pure Atma is Brahman. That liberated Atma is the one who says, may I not be. Is that Atma. He only can say that. Others all will say that, no. Next Janma I will come and kill you, also somebody says. Some people know when they are angry, I won't leave you alone. Somebody said, forgettable, it's unnecessary. Samskaras, the various ceremonies, symbolic affiliation of the spiritual good. There is no such thing as an unspiritual aspect of life. That's all. According to Swamiji, is very right, absolutely right. I fully agree with it. There is no activity which is unspiritual. Everything is spiritual. But then what happens? Those which are not purified for the purpose of Atma, they are again reborn for the purpose of purification again. Doesn't mean the activities that you are doing is unspiritual. You think it is spiritual and doing it. They are spiritual. Once you identify the spirituality, the true spirituality, those what you have done, they said, it's excused, it's pardoned. How can you pardon it? Realization has come, consciousness have revealed. When the consciousness reveals, every karma that has been done, even though one did not know it was for spirituality, it was for spirituality. Because of that karma, this could be identified. Some people have done a lot of sins. At a point of time, he said, I have done a lot of sins. Ashoka did a great Kalinga war. He said that how many people I have killed. For what? For this much of space in the country? No. Because he killed, he got liberation from that. Alexander the Great. He got liberation from after all the acquirement, and then the sannyasi told, what have you acquired? Not a piece of yourself. Can you conquer yourself? One question, finished. That brought him. So even though atrocity, so what I am saying is that is also spirituality is what I am trying to. That's what Swamiji says, that even that is spirituality. Because of that, he could overcome that. Well, he did a hard way, no doubt. He had to be suffering for that. Yes. But that was a spiritual. So there is nothing called unspiritual aspect of life, whether it be brahmacharya, garhastya or vanapastha. This is very important advice by which we are told that the whole life of a person, whoever be that person, is an entirely dedicated schooling, as it were, as prefixed of training of purpose of the final achievement of liberation. Okay. Even childhood has to be associated by proper means. This I always told that. As a child, today we send to play school. Earlier days they sent to
Guru.
Gurukula. For what? Vedic chanting and all that. So today's life is a play, and those days life is Veda with the moment the consciousness becomes self-conscious, even in the youngster, the traditional method is to be followed. He gets admitted into Gurukula of Acharya, the Guru. The sacred training ground is called Gurukula, the abode of the Guru, the atmosphere of the spiritual teacher. There one studies the Vedas. Then we told about the Vedas, what is Vedas. Another important advice here which is likely to miss the attention of ordinary people. The study, the Swamiji says, the study under a preceptor should be done during the period of time which one has, apart from the time one spends for the service of the Guru. He has given more importance to service of the Guru, and in the leisure time, or what is it, break, you have to study. Student will not be studying from morning till evening, sitting with the book, completely ignoring his study of serving the Guru. Study is secondary. Something very strange for us. Here, secondary doesn't mean it doesn't carry any importance. Study is secondary and is to be undergone only all other times. The time of recess, okay. The time of recess, he was much more polished than me. As it were, which is at his disposal after he has completed his daily duties to his Guru. Now, the misconception should not be there here. Service to the Guru is service to the knowledge. Guru is the embodiment of the jnana. Anything that you are doing in day in and day out should be in the service of the Guru. This is why I have told you rather from the beginning, whatever you do, in a simple word I said, let the Guru be here and do it in presence of him. See that look, in presence of him I am doing it. You see. That consciousness has to be there. When that's called service to the Guru. Now, that has to be there, then what happens? There is no mistake. So, then the studies can be done in the recess time. So, he says that, which is the disposal after he has completed his daily duties to his Guru. Well, even other duties also. As I told you, it is not only from the chanting or way, no, they have only morning and evening class. Morning, as soon as they get up and they sit down, after meditation, they talk. That's one study. Evening, Sandhya Samay, after the Sandhya Prarthana, there is one more study. Rest of the time is the duty of the Guru. The duty of the Guru in the sense, the duties is observing the Guru. See, while you are assisting the Guru, you observe it. Now, how you become an expert now? First is an engineer, and under him or a doctor or any professional or a beautician like Manu. Now somebody new comes, what he has to do? He has to work under that person. No? Even though he is qualified for that, he is studying that, what has to happen? Each and every technique of that, how to hold a tool, or how to draw a drawing, or how to do a surgery on a patient, or how a diagnosis is done. Even though books says that, okay, influenza means this bacteria is infected. Now, how do you identify the difference between one bacteria to other, or one influenza to typhoid? Normal influenza and typhoid, how to identify? Not only by pathological test, those days I am talking about. Now today, everything is based on that man who is ultimately boils down to the technician who is experimenting on the laboratory. That's all, not even the in charge of the laboratory. If he is, his knowledge is different, then your flu is typhoid. Then it becomes typhoid. No. So what happens? It's not that what he says. So what happens? He says that your duty is to the Guru. duty in the sense, now the Guru gives them duties during the process of that. In that, the purification, sacrifice, samarpana, and struggle, then obedience, then understanding, and observation, learning, all this happen during execution of those duties that which is given to one. In that, many things have been done. When that is happening, automatically what happens? That, you see, like Shabari said, Guru said, Ram will come, Ram will come. You see, this confidence, what is that? We can say belief, this we can say faith, this we can say whatever. This confidence, let me put it in a smaller word today what we understand. This confidence, how do you create? By serving the Guru throughout, she identified Shabari identified that everything from the day Shabari was a jungly forest girl who hidingly used, I have told the story, who hidingly used to bring the flowers for puja and leave it there and run away, because if they see the Swamiji sees the girl has brought this one, they will not use it for puja, ashuddha. No. So, but she wants to serve the Guru. Except the Guru, nobody knew who was doing it. And he did not tell also. One day it revealed automatically, of course. That was a service. See. So, and during the process of service, she had absolutely observed her Guru with a great confidence. Whatever he did a lot of things for her without telling her. She identified, Shabari identified, what he says comes true. What he says is done. That confidence is created how? Not only by sitting in a classroom and studying the book, is it not? We have got a lot of classrooms we have attended. Do we have the confidence in science and mathematics and physics and chemistry? No. When we don't have it, the subject itself, we don't have confidence in the teacher itself. Why? Because it was only a teaching and listening. Finished. That's the end of it. Suppose he does only that, this confidence would not have come, is what I am trying to tell you. You understand? That's why Swamiji said, it's not a labor that he's talking about. You should understand that. It's not the labor. Even if you call it as a labor, the labor for purifying yourself. This has to be done so that in this process of doing the duties of the Guru, observe what all he does, how he chants, how he walks, how he presents, at what time he looks, and what is he seeing. What is the purpose of it? During the process of it, many questions come. He jokes, he plays with them. When Swami Vatmiki, when Leva and Kusha were there, when they were children, he used to take them early morning to the riverbed and show them how to do the Surya Namaskara and what is Surya, how to look at the Surya, how to do the Namaskara. Along with that, he used to play them with the sand. Through the players, he used to teach them how the sand has been created. How did he teach? Look at the sand. They played in the sand, they threw, they made, this one and castle and all that. Then Swamiji asked that how is the sand? Why? It is not sticking to each other. He asked a question to Leva and Kush. Why there is no bondage? Each grain is independent. Why? It doesn't have a bondage to the other one. It's independent. Because it is independent, it is by itself. Since it is itself, this grain of sand doesn't have the qualities of this grain of sand. So, the independence is necessary. That means non-attachment is necessary, he told them. How he understood? By 2 grains of sand. On the other side, the silt near the water, take it, see, bound. Now what happens? Nothing can be done. They are bound by each other because there is a silt. There is an agent which is binding them. That bondage made them inseparable from the other. So if the other is suffering, this also has to suffer. Here, this grain of sand doesn't suffer because of the other grain of sand. He taught them playing like this. How? Acharanam. Guru Acharanam. Now you understood what's the meaning of it? I'm just telling a simple example. Like this. Like this. Where is the teaching? Classroom teaching is not that. Classroom teaching is serious. Okay. Theory. That has to be done there. Okay. That also is necessary. But Max, he says that only in the recess time, that's no Swadhyaya. Till then you have to keep on observing. Why? Because all these things will make sense when you do that, the Vedic science teaching. Non-attachment, when he talks in this one, how much did we understand? Non-attachment. Lev and Kush, when he is told that, look, one grain of sand is not attached to this because that bondage property is not there in it. When he reads non-attachment in Veda, non-attachment, he has already, that Upachara has got, where he has experienced already what is called non-attachment and attachment. So that helps. So that's why at the time of recess, that his disposal, after he can completed his daily duties of his Guru, this has to be done in Gurukula. These are all the personality development, or what is called personality development, the consciousness. He become the consciousness. That's how Ram became the consciousness. That's why he always say that I am not doing it. It is my gurus, it is my Mata Pita, it is my samskara, it is this what is being done, is what I am. We continue for another 5 minutes and then no problem. So that I can finish it. So Bhagavan says, now I just want to impress upon you, this is what Swamiji's opinion, which is absolutely true. It is not to be taken in a different sense. Many people discuss it, like Guru Shishya Samparka, when the duties or the service comes, they interpret it in many ways. It's very cheap. People who don't understand that, they do that ignorance. There's no point in talking about it. Having undergone the training for the required period under Guru, one usually enters into the household life. After the Brahmacharya, during Brahmacharya, one learns from the Guru. We have explained this in one of the chapters earlier, that how after that he comes to the Garhastya. Where did we explain about that? Brahmacharya. In Brahmacharyatam, I think it has been explained, or I don't know, wherever it is, so that he can utilize that knowledge into the proper way of living is the purpose. This we have repeated number of times. So that is why before having settled down in a proper household, after his period of training under a Guru is over, one should find time to be seated in a holy or sacred place and continue the study, which is known as Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya has to be done completely. Even this we have already told in last class. Even after coming to the Garhastya ashram, he has to continue those studies so that he doesn't forget about it. And his life would be centered and practiced only through the studies that he has done from the Guru, so that he doesn't commit any mistake in the life, in the living. Because, why is it necessary? Because he has the conscious that he is living only for the purpose of liberating himself. And he is living through spiritual path. In spiritual path, how one should be in Balya, how one should be in Kaumara, how in Garhastya, how in Vardhakya, how in Vanaprastha and Sannyasa has to be known. Then only he can behave like that, no? Not that after coming to Vardhakya, now what to do? I have come into Vardhakya. Instant noodles nahi hai ye. In 2 minutes you understand. No, not possible. Pour hot water, you will be hot, that's all. So Swadhyaya is a permanent requisite. After Swadhyaya comes the stage of Swadhyaya and living as in the living. About the living we have explained quite a lot. I am not explaining here, there is nothing much This is the stage. Garhastya status. Garhastyam. In Garhastyam also we have to identify what is the purpose of I being in the Grihastha ashram. The purpose has to be absolutely clear. What is the necessity? Vamshavardhana is there. Plus teaching others, teaching the ones who are associated with you in the status of living in the brahmacharya status, living for the purpose of liberation, living for the purpose of walking in the spiritual path. This knowledge has to be transmitted into them, inculcated into them, so that they will be in a position to associate with you. Is why today most of the places where you find this doesn't work. Why? Because based on materialism, nothing can create a bond. Through spirituality, even a bondage to create, there has to be spirituality. Materialism will bring you separation, because your desires are different and his desires are different. That will bring only separation. Today's various individual identities, families becoming nucleus families, individuals becoming individuals. In that nucleus family, individuals are individuals. And there again, the nucleus starts working in them. They are all because of the right bondage is not understood. What is the purpose of bondage? In spirituality, the bondage that is created, a sannyasi is bound by thousands of disciples. There is no crisis created by bondage. Whereas in the unknown Garhastya ashram, a bondage is a sin in the sense. Bondage creates attraction and attachment which prevents you from walking on the spiritual path. Why? Because through the bondage you understand to get attracted and attached, whereas a sannyasi gets bondage in order to become one. The meaning of bondage, that's why the meaning of bondage. Bondage in the sense becoming one. As I told, that universe becomes one. Brahman, what is the meaning of that? Bondage of everything, not separation. This is how it is identified. But whereas in the case of materialism, bondage for the purpose of fulfillment of desires and attachment and attraction. So when the attraction and attachment is finished, the bondage is not there. So what happens? The bondage